Hello everyone, welcome to my very first episode of my vlogcast, Crochet at the Lodge. I'm very happy and excited to be doing this. A little nervous too, but I have been inspired by some other just absolutely wonderful makers and designers on YouTube that are crocheters, and I just wanted a way to be able to connect with that community. My name is Holly Marie St. Pierre, and so I don't I don't think I know any other people that crochet. I was taught when I was 11 years old, and let it go. I was a kid, I didn't have a lot of patience, but I took it up again a few years ago when I was going through graduate school to become a mental health therapist. So there was a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, anxiety, and I found that crochet is a great way to relieve anxiety, a healthy way to relieve anxiety. So I've been doing different projects on and off since then. And I wanted to explain too a little bit else about me. So my name of my vlogcast is Crochet at the Lodge. It's kind of a play on words. I live in a very old converted Masonic lodge with my husband. It was built 98 years ago in 1922, and we're hoping on its 100th birthday to have a big celebration. We'll see. And also, so it's kind of a play on words. You'll notice if you see my artwork on the opening page on YouTube that I have what looks like a teepee that's made with crochet hooks. And so on my father's side, my lineage, we are Dakota Sioux. And so when in teepee in the Dakota language can also mean lodge. So I thought that's a fun play on words, so I'm going to use that. So anyway, so that's a little bit about me. Hopefully, if this goes well, share a little bit more. So let me get started with my projects that I have been making like mad since the social isolation started. So one of the projects that I made, I'm going to kind of start with a simpler project. I made this, so this is, it's a back scrubber. And I really, really liked how it turned out with, the ridges and everything. And I'm sure those of you that are, have a lot of experience crocheting, recognize this is Red Heart Scrubby Cotton. The color is Tranquil. So, and it was, I think I had written down, I found this, let's see, where did I find it? I have all my notes. I found it on Pinterest, and the designer was Michelle Wilcox for Red Heart. It's an older pattern. And I love it, but so I was making this for a young male relative for his birthday. I don't want to say who in case he sees this, but um, I had a couple people say to me, those handles don't look very secure. He's gonna break those right away. And in the pattern, you're just making these handles with a simple chain. So I was thinking about, reinforcing it. I wasn't really quite sure how to do that. So anybody that's watching this, if you have any suggestions, I'd like to give it to him. It's really nice. Otherwise, it's really textured, and I think the cotton would be very absorbent. And of course, you can throw it in the washer. So let me know if you have any suggestions for reinforcing the handles, because I think it's really cute, and I'd like to make it for other people. So that's that. I had some left over and some yarn left over from that, and so I made a little, I also made a little vegetable scrubber cleaner. You can clean your potatoes and your carrots and things like that with it. Was super simple. It was a red heart design. Sorry, I looked for it. I don't know what I did with the pattern. I will look again if there was a specific designer for this. I'm really sorry. But yeah, so that should work great. And then, so that was that for the Red Heart Scrubby Cotton. Then I also made this really cute little granny square project bag. I love, like a lot of you out there that I'm reading your blogs and looking at on YouTube, there are lots of people just love granny squares, and I do too. So this was a lot of fun. It made up fairly quickly. And the top on it came up a little taller than what it looked like on the pattern. I don't know what happened. I think I followed the pattern. But I found it on Ravelry by Oriole Crochet. And so inside, I've got, it's a work in progress, which I'll tell you a little bit more about. These are, and by the way, on this bag, it's just worsted weight yarn. I'm pretty sure it's Red Heart. I had lost it's old stash, and I had lost the band on the skeins. So sorry, I don't remember what these colors are, but they're pretty standard. A pink and a turquoise and a white. So anyway, there's that, and inside, I have these, so I have these little squares I made up, and I'm thinking, I don't know if I'm gonna make a pillow or if I'm gonna make, a lap blanket. I'm loving the texture of them, and they're fall colors, right? And so thinking about it for fall. But where I got these from, so being quarantined, partially, it's not a real quarantine, right? But gave me some time to look through some of my old books and things, and I found this old Reader's Digest, complete guide to needlework. Sorry, no, that's looking backwards there. And I got this actually in the 90s, early 90s, when I won't tell you how old I was then. But at the time, I was really into embroidery and crochet. I've been a maker all my life, and I just have kind of bounced around from trying, different things here and there. But it has, quilting, macrame, needlepoint, knitting, applique, rug making, and it has a section for crochet. And so, they tell you everything you could possibly, want to know about crochet. All the basic stitches. It's got a couple cute little, little, like, vintage patterns in here. You could probably find this, on, what's the site? All I can think of are crochet sites right now. eBay, that's what I was trying to think of. So anyway, in the back, in addition to all of the basic crochet stitches and how you hold the hook and all kinds of instruction, they have like tons of crochet stitches. And they have, I don't know, gosh, there's probably like maybe a dozen pages of different types. And so I was really inspired to try some of these, because I've only ever just done, the basic well-known stitches. And so, so this one is the alternate stitch. And I don't know if you can see, my light is not the greatest. I'm sorry about that. But you can kind of see the texture there. That's the alternate stitch. This one is the double stitch. I just love the texture in that. And then this one is the up and down stitch. This one's harder to see because it's darker. Just kind of hold it. So anyway, I was, and there's tons of other stitches to try in here. There's basket weave, diagonal, steps, open ridge stitch. There's just tons of them. And so I'm thinking that I want to use this to design something. So my very first design ever. It'll, obviously be something, not like a garment or anything like that, but, like a scarf, or a pillow, or even a throw. Anyway, that's my work in progress. I'm anticipating this is going to be, I'm not going to finish this right away. This is one that's a little longer term project, and especially while I'm playing with it to see what I can design with it. So, but any suggestions, hints, much appreciated. So, so there's that. And then let's see, then what I'm wearing. So May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and as a mental health therapist, mental health is a very important topic to me. I feel like there's a lot of stigma around it. We don't talk about mental health very much, or as much as we could. So that's something I want to bring some more awareness to in my episodes, and I want to give tips that hopefully will be helpful for people in, you know, coping with different stressors. So I want to feature that in future. But so with Navy mental health awareness, the color is green. And so the two things I've got on, I'm really happy with how these turned out. So this is, it's called the Isla scarf. And you can see there's a lot of different types of stitches in here. And I'll take it off so I can show you a little better. Hopefully. I think this is just gorgeous, the pattern in it. You know, there's lacy pattern, there's baubles, there are shells, so you can see the shells at the bottom. And there's a couple other stitches too in here. It was a really fun pattern to do. It wasn't one that you could necessarily do mindlessly because the pattern, you know, would change. It's not really like a strict repeat. So, so anyway, I made this out of Lion brand cupcake, and just really loving the cupcake type yarns. But it's a DK weight. And so the Isla scarf, which is actually spelled Isla, is by Darling Jadore. And that I found on Etsy. And it is a paid for pattern. It was well worth the cost though. This is so pretty. I really, and the one that they show is in like a cream ivory, really stunning looking. So I'd like to make more of these in just a solid, you know, maybe a really like pretty pearl gray. I think would be nice. But but this is Sandcastle, and again, Lion brand cupcake, 100% acrylic. And so I had a little bit left over, and so then I made this super cute little headband, which I thought was great for summer. And that, what is that called? Let's see, let's look through my notes. Okay, and I found this on Ravelry. It's an older pattern by Kate, Catew. She's an Australian designer, and it's called Kate's Soft Stretchy Spider Stitch Hairband. And the cupcake yarn is really stretchy, and so this worked perfectly with it. I think better than just a straight cotton. But I don't know if you can see, I'll show you again just the design. So I just think it's super cute. And it's good for summer. Probably closer than you want to see me, but anyway, so those I'm really happy with how they came out. And then for the pièce de résistance, for the first time, I tried an amigurumi pattern. I was definitely intimidated. You have to be you know, it's intermediate level. And I mostly have only crocheted, you know, like simple household things. I have not crocheted any, you know, like sweater garments or things like that. Although I did make a Snuggie a couple Christmases ago for my son, but that wasn't too difficult. You didn't have to have the measurements exact or things like that. But so this is Matilda Bunny. And I found this on Etsy, found the pattern on Etsy. It's paid pattern. And she is just so super sweet. I love her. This is the first amigurumi I've made. You could see her little headband that's made out of roses up there. And, you know, she's got safety eyes. I got a whole box of those on Amazon. You can get a box of safety eyes for pretty inexpensive. It's my first time. Boy, those were hard to get in, I have to say. Again, if anybody has any tips on how you get safety eyes in easier, I would really appreciate it. I had to have my husband help me. I couldn't get it to snap together very easily. But, you know, now that she's done, she just looks beautiful. She has this little pocket right here. You know, they just recommend that, you know, you cut a little piece of fabric and then you sew that on with a embroidery thread with blanket, like a blanket stitch. So I think the light is going away. So anyway, oh, I just noticed, there's a big blob on the wall over here. Sorry about that. We're considering repainting this room. It was my husband's son's room, and we're empty nesters now. So, so sorry, it's a little splotchy over there. I thought I had it all covered up by the flowers. So anyway, she's just super sweet. Oh, and she's got this cute little tail on the back. Just so, so, so adorable. So, I don't have any grandkids yet, but when I do, I'm gonna make a lot more amigurumi because I love this. It was a challenge, but it was really worth it. And I made it the designer for Matilda Bunny, the store is The Little Hook on Etsy, and the designer is I think it's Aqua Girl. Let's see. Yeah, Little Aqua Girl. And the store is The Little Hook Crochet. She had worked hers up with drops cotton yarn, but I couldn't get any of that unless I wanted to spend a horrible amount in shipping, because I guess it's made over in Europe only. So I had to find something that was similar makeup. And what I used was this Bernat Softy Baby Cotton. And it worked great. The Bernat, and it's by Yarnspirations. It's 60% cotton, 40% acrylic, and it's a light. It's a three weight. It worked perfect. And everything, you know, they've talked about, I'll put links below so you can access and see it. Right now I am in addition to my squares that I showed you that are work in progress, I also have um, 2 Lion Brand cupcakes. And this one is called Too Much. Tutu, like Tutu. And I am thinking, I just love it. It's loud, but I'm a person that I really like color a lot. I don't mind it. So, I don't know. I was thinking of, I've got a pattern book of baby blankets. Maybe making one of those up to sell or give away. I don't know anybody right now that's pregnant. But I'm just dying to work with these colors. I love them. Purple's my favorite color. And so there's that. And then I also have these really cute little Lion Brand bonbons. So when I ordered these, I didn't read the description very well. I was reading about the fiber content, and I knew they were small, but I didn't realize they were this small. And so when it came in the mail, it was like, oh my gosh. But I've been looking up patterns that they recommend with this particular set of colors. These are the, I think that's called Natural or Nature or something like that is the color. Nature, yeah. And these are fine. They're a 2 weight. So I'm on the lookout for something to make with this. Please do share with me any things you have made with these. That was fun. Okay. And so I'm right about 30 minutes. So I've had a lot of fun today. I really hope that you will subscribe to my channel. I just would love to get introduced to all of you in the community and hear your thoughts and your ideas. We want to give a special shout out to Emma at Lulu Loves Crochet. She actually is the first person that I started watching when we were kind of in lockdown. And I find her designs so pretty, and she's very soothing to listen to, and she sometimes takes these beautiful pictures on her property in England and she works them into the video. And so her YouTube channel is Lulu Loves Crochet. If you haven't watched it, please head over there, especially if you're feeling a little anxious or stressed. She's great to watch. She talks about books, 2 books she's reading, so if you're a book lover. And then the other one that's my favorite is Zach Stout at The Stout Stitch. He also is a mental health therapist, and so I have just been really, really, really enjoying his podcast so much. So he is energetic. He's always got a lot going on. Very inspirational. So Zach at The Stout Stitch on YouTube. And I think that's about it for today. Oh, I might also talk a little bit about gardening too. I spend a lot of time gardening, and also books, maybe some books that I'm reading. Anyway, hope you all have a wonderful week. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you will subscribe. Bye.